Hey y'all, Alex from Music Hub with a quick video here. I just made a video ranking Jane Austen's entire collection of works, and now I want to spend a bit of time discussing the 1997 biography of Miss Austen by Claire Tomalin entitled Jane Austen, A Life. Claire de Lavenay Tomalin, born the 20th of June, 1933, in London, England. A longtime editor, writer, and researcher, Tomalin is known for her popular biographies of other English-speaking literary figures. Mary Wollstonecraft, Catherine Mansfield, Thomas Hardy, and Charles Dickens are other luminaries that Tomalin has documented the life stories of. The Austen biography came kind of right in the middle of all of these when Tomalin's renown was primarily for writing about female authors. And when it came out, it was wildly popular. Numerous people called it the best single-volume Austen biography written up to that point. And on Goodreads, it's Tomalin's most popular book by a fair margin. I think my thoughts on this book are mainly that even though it's not among the upper echelon of biographies that I've ever read, the reasons for not hitting that mark are not Tomalin's fault at all. The fact is that Jane Austen is an incredibly difficult person to write a biography for. About 95% of the letters she wrote were destroyed by her family after her death because they contained, in the words of her sister Cassandra, quote, sometimes acid or forthright comments on neighbors or family members. In the interest of cushioning the world from Austen's bluntness, her family instead destroyed some of the most invaluable literary artifacts ever. What this means is that biographers end up being forced to rely on secondhand sources and observations, diary entries from family members, and Tomalin is no different in that regard. Where she excels, though, is in her weaving together the fractured portrait of Austen's life with context, plentiful context. Descriptions of Austen's family and their respective lives, their neighbors, and the whole social scene around Winchester at the time. And sometimes this does get a little bit tiresome, especially when you get to about the 60th different neighbor that Tomalin chooses to profile and what seems like unnecessary depth. But the tedium is honestly kind of necessary when you think about who Jane Austen was. She was a keen observer of other people and situations, and the people and places she knew make their way into her stories constantly. And credit to Tomalin for tracing those connections consistently, even if it does occasionally get into the realm of speculation. That can be a sort of pet peeve of mine. However, in this case, it's a little bit unavoidable. This isn't to say either that Austen's personality doesn't leap out of the pages at times, because it certainly does, but again, the limited source material leaves Austen a bit of a detached figure, even in spite of the efforts that biographers make to change this perception. Again, I think Tomalin does really well here because she sets up those limited glimpses of Austen's personality with enough context to make them really impactful. I felt her excitement, for example, after Sense and Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice were published. I really did. You can't not feel just happy for her that she was finally sort of feeling the fruits of her endeavors there. So yeah, given the scraps that Claire Tomalin is kind of working with here, I think we got about as good a biography of Jane Austen as we should reasonably expect. Unless a wealth of previously unknown material comes out in the future, this book will be my recommendation if you're looking to learn a bit about the first great novelist of the 20th century. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm thinking the next video I make will be music book related, at least, so be on the lookout for that at some point in the coming days. And yeah, thanks so much, and have a good one.